S4, the Bob Lazar story. I watched the new documentary film S4, which was directed by Luigi Vanditelli. I'm sorry if I pronounced that name wrong. I think that this movie is well directed, and I'm sure that it took them a long time to do the special effects. So I think that it's actually a well done documentary, and I enjoyed this documentary overall. I thought that it was well done and well presented, and I liked the AI recreations of S4 the most. I think that they were really well done in the film, and I really enjoyed seeing how Bob was recreated as younger Bob. The film feels like a big budget documentary, and I like that. I like seeing all of the details of Bob's story that he told over the years come to life. I thought that this documentary was entertaining, it was well done, and I liked all of the interviews as well in this documentary. I thought that all of the interviews were interesting, and I was really into it for most of the time I was watching it. The problem with me with Bob Lazar is that I just don't believe the guy. I think that he has been told this story, and I believe that he heard the story from John Lear, and he just ran with it, and he knew the details, and he just told his story over and over again. And I think that's where I stand with Bob Lazar. I don't think that he worked out there in the Nevada desert at S4. I don't think that he was physically there. His story just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. He just has no evidence to support his story. I think that it's important to be objective about this, because of course I want there to be flying saucers hidden somewhere in the Nevada desert. Of course I want that. Like this sounds exciting, this sounds amazing, but you kind of have to be objective. Bob Lazar does not seem like an honest person. He just doesn't to me. I think that he is a liar, and I just really didn't buy anything that he said in this documentary as real proof that there are alien spacecraft out there in the Nevada desert. I believe it. I believe the story, but I don't believe it from Bob Lazar. And that's my take on the story. I think that he is just a scam artist. And I know that he ran a brothel. That's really just common knowledge at this point, and he owed people money before this story came out. So already that's suspicious. And also, he has sold his story to numerous studios to make money, to profit out of it. And he has sold autographs, he has sold drawings of the alien spacecraft, the sports model he worked on. And to me, I think that is a giant red flag. Like, if you profit off of this story, I think that it completely discredits you already. And the man has a shady backstory, so I don't believe him. I don't believe that he really worked out there, even though he took witnesses out to a test site to view this flying saucer. Big deal. I just don't buy it. I don't think that he worked out there. David Grush has since come out and said that, yeah, the U.S. has actually recovered flying saucers, and they have them in their possession. I much more believe David Grush than I will Bob Lazar, because David Grush has not written a book about it. He has not sold his story to movie studios. I just don't believe that Bob Lazar was actually present at S4 and working on a flying saucer. The story just doesn't hold up to me. I'm sorry. I just don't believe that he worked with the people, Dennis and Barry. Like, who are these people? He doesn't really even describe them. If I was Joe Rogan, I would ask him to describe these people, and he doesn't really. Like, I don't know what they look like, and I don't feel like these people are real. I think that Bob Lazar is fishy. I think that he's not telling the truth here. And yeah, I don't believe that he was ever in danger, because how is he still alive? How is he not in whistleblower protection at this time? Like, the government just left him alone. after this story. It doesn't really make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense at all. And I don't believe that only 22 people were working on this project at this huge facility, when you had like hundreds of people working on the atom bomb. This is just, I think, elaborate lie. And of course, Lazar became famous for this. Like, he keeps saying that he doesn't like the attention, but why make movies out of your life story? Like, I just don't buy it. I don't buy this man's story, and I don't buy his character. There's a funny part near the end. I'm just gonna give you a slight spoiler because to me it just doesn't make any sense. Looking at this photograph of the S4 mountain where the facility is supposedly at, and you don't see anything on the photograph, but they make such a point of saying, yeah, that's where it was. We have proof that S4 was there. It just doesn't make any sense to me. There's nothing on the photograph that you're looking at currently. It's just grains of sand. It's just a mountain. I don't see a S4 facility. I don't see doors on the mountain. It's just kind of baffling to me that they put that in the doc. I don't really understand it. Um, there's also the whole thing with element 115. Everybody just like sort of brushes over it, but if he really did have some element 115 in his possession, like that would be real evidence, but he never shows us anything, and I think that he's lying about that too. Like I said, I enjoyed the documentary. I thought that it was well done, but I still don't believe Lazar. So those are my thoughts on S4, the Bob Lazar story. I think that it's well made. It's a good story, but I don't think that it's true. I don't think that people should just buy everything that he says just for the sake of it. Like, just be objective about it. Does Bob Lazar really sound like a truthful person to you? Be objective. That's all I ask. So, I'd give this movie a B. I still found it entertaining, and this is like all an elaborate fantasy to me. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you thought about the S4 Bob Lazar story, and do you think that he's actually telling the truth? Or do you think, like me, that he's a liar, that he just wants to profit off this story and he is just lying through his teeth? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.